I am your host, MISHUMA, SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, MISHUMA, SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast show. How y'all doing today? Or should I say this evening? We wanted to go ahead and have a show tonight, Sunday night, February 20th, 2022. And tonight, before the All-Star game, because I know everybody wants to get it in for the All-Star game. Me too. We definitely want to talk about that. But we got a good show for you. It's going to be a quick show. But we want to talk about Brian Flores, former Miami Dolphins head coach. We talked about him about 2 episodes back, if you want to check that out. But he's in the news again, so we definitely want to talk about that. We're going to talk for a minute about the 71st NBA All-Star Game live from Quicken Loans Arena. And that's coming on tonight. I believe it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we definitely want to jump into our story. We just want to give our flowers to Mary McLeod Bethune and also Madam C.J. Walker. Give me one moment. All right. But before we start our show, you know how we do it. If this is your first time here, we are Coffee Talk Podcast. We are a variety show. We like to appear 3 days a week. Typically, if you get a 4th day, that's great. It's great for us as well, just in case we miss a day. We never want to let our viewers down. But we are committed to giving you 3 shows a week, every week, Monday, Wednesday, and either Friday or Saturday. Mondays is our cultural studies night. And what we mean by that is on Mondays, where we either give a big shout out to our authors, our scholars, our scientists, whatever. We like to read poems. We like to read a chapter from a book or a few pages. So that's what we are dedicated to on Mondays is our cultural studies night. Wednesday is our sports night. And it's not your typical sports show where we don't really care who won the game or not. But what we like to do is talk about the intricacies that go on behind the scenes of basketball, the justices, the injustices, our athletes. So we definitely want to shine on that on Wednesdays. And then on Friday or Saturday, we like to alternate, but that's grown folks night. And typically, we like to just have fun on those nights, let our hair down. It's been a long week, you know what I'm saying? But because we didn't film yesterday or we didn't podcast yesterday, we are here tonight, which is Sunday. So that's great. All right. Now, if this is your first time here at Coffee Talk, we never start a show without giving it the flavor and the wise words. So today's wise words is that, it's the end of the weekend. You want to say it's Sunday, NBA All-Star Game. The 71st NBA All-Star Game is tonight. I would say, you know what? Go ahead, gather your sons, your daughters, your family, and just enjoy the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? NBA's best will be performing tonight. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, et cetera, et cetera. So have fun with that, man. Sit around the TV, man, and enjoy yourself. So that's that. That's the flavor of the wise words. And then the taste for tonight is, man, pour yourself some wine, whether it be white wine or red wine. Pour yourself some wine, a Chardonnay or something smooth. You know what I'm saying? But that's our flavor for the day. See, we don't always just give it a coffee flavor. We give it flavor. And yes, I am your host, MISHUMA, SABA, M.SABA. This is our Cultural Variety Podcast. All right, so look, going into it, here's today. Brian Flores, the former Miami Dolphins football head coach, who was fired, by the way, after having, you could say, a stellar season, because the Dolphins for the last 5-6 years was underperforming. So, Brian Flores, he got him at above 500, a couple games above 500. He started to turn it around. Fan base started to pick up in Miami. He got let go. But the reason why I'm talking about him tonight is because look at how brothers do it. Look at how brothers come together when we're supposed to, and that's what we're going to give light to. Brian Flores, former Miami Dolphins coach, landed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers hired the former Miami Dolphins coach on Saturday as the senior defensive assistant. The hiring comes less than 3 weeks after Flores, who is black, sued the NFL and 3 teams over alleged racist hiring practices and alleged racial discrimination. Following his dismissal by Miami earlier this month, Flores has decided that he would file a class action lawsuit against the NFL. Now, among the allegations in his lawsuit, Flores claims that the Miami Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, offered to pay him $100,000 for every loss during the coach's first season because Ross wanted to protect the team's draft picks. Flores said standing up against Ross hurt his standing within the organization and led to his firing. And it's crazy that we talk about this. Give me 1 second here. I apologize. I'm having difficulty with my chair. But what's crazy is me and one of my other friends of mine and another friend, we were talking about how games is rigged. And one of the brothers, he didn't believe that. He said, you know, these kids today, they work so hard playing pee-wee football all the way up through the college ranks and to the professional ranks. It can't possibly be rigged. These brothers ain't gonna just throw their stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell the man is that everybody has a boss, man, when it comes to playing in their arena. If you know what I'm saying when I say that, everybody has a boss when you're playing in their arena. So, you know, this just goes to prove that Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins football team, offered Brian Flores $100,000 to throw games, man. Now, that's a sticky situation because as a coach and a new head coach, right, you want to do the best you can and try to win as many games as you can and lead those men to victory. And you don't want to take no losses on purpose because that may mess up your future head coach hirings at other teams. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not work out in Miami. But if you get you some wins under your belt, like all coaches, they get picked up here and there, you know. So, yeah, man. The owner was offering the head coach, Brian Flores, $100,000 to throw games. You know, the lawsuit, which sought unspecified damages, also claims that the Giants had already chosen someone as their new head coach before Flores interviewed for the position. Flores also alleged that when he interviewed for the head coaching position with the Broncos, the interviewers arrived late and hung over. So the Denver Broncos interviewers came all hung over from the night before. See, let me go a little bit deeper because there's something that y'all may be missing. There's a thing called the Rooney Rule. Owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's who it's named after. Well, because in the National Football League, there are not enough black head coaches out of the 32 teams or whatnot in the NFL. Each team is required to at least interview, and I hate this word, so I do apologize. I don't like the word minority because we are not that people, and we never have been. We are the majority of the planet. But let's for this sake, let's just go ahead and say it how it would be said in a news broadcast because this is the news. But nah, fuck that. Listen, so they have to interview majorities. Or melanated people is the best way to say that. They have to interview at least 3 melanated people per coaching opening, right? So it's crazy to find out that Brian Flores, he was running for the Giants position. And he's cool with Bill Belichick. He comes from the Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots camp. You know what I'm saying? Well, Bill Belichick was texting this other dude, you know, who he was talking to, but the text went to Brian Flores, and he was congratulating the dude that won the position, and Brian Flores didn't even know it. You know, he didn't even know the team made a hire. He was already set to go on the interview. So they was basically using him like a puppet, a stool pigeon or whatnot. You know, and so this is why he filed the class action lawsuit based on racial discrimination in hiring practices. So that's just to get you a little up to date as to who Brian Flores is. But the reason why I want to go ahead and end his in this segment is because it's beautiful to see that through it all, Mike Tomlin, who is also African American, who's also a brother, who's also melanated, you know, he went ahead, him and the Rooney family went ahead and gave Brian Flores a job. Now, what we got to start to look for over the next coming weeks is that what happens to this lawsuit? Does the lawsuit just sweep up under the rug now that they went ahead and gave Brian Flores another opportunity as a coach in the NFL? So we'll wait to see that. We'll definitely wait to see what happens in the next few weeks. But that's our story with Brian Flores. Next, on our story, I want to go ahead and talk about Mary McLeod Bethune and give our roses to her tonight. So let's go ahead and talk about who she was and what she was, you know. Let me just get a little light. All right. Mary McLeod Bethune, born July 10th, 1875, and she went into her essence May 18th, 1955. She was an educator, stateswoman, philanthropist, humanitarian, and civil rights activist. She was president of the Southeast Federation of Colored Women's Clubs from 1920 to 1925. She founded the Daytona Beach Literary and Industrial School for training Negro girls, which eventually became a college, merged with the all-male Cookman Institute, and formed the Bethune-Cookman College in 1929, HBCU. Mary McLeod Bethune founded the National Council of Negro Women in New York City in 1935. In 1938, she hosted the White House Conference on Negro Women and Children, which highlighted the importance of Black women in the democratic roles. Also, she had a notable quote: "Therefore, there can be no discrimination, no segregation, no separation of some citizens from the rights which belong to all. We are on our way, but these are frontiers which we must conquer." That's Mary McLeod Bethune. Next, we want to give our roses to Madam C.J. Walker. Madam C.J. Walker, born December 23rd, 1867 through May 25th, 1919. Madam C.J. Walker, she was an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and political social activist. First Black female self-made millionaire in America, the world's most successful female entrepreneur of her time, and one of the most successful African Americans. She made her fortune by developing and marketing a line of beauty and hair products for Black women. She made financial donations to numerous organizations and became a patron of the arts. In 1993, inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in Seneca, New York. That is Madam C.J. Walker. So I definitely wanted to go ahead and give them their flowers tonight, because this is Coffee Talk, and we all about giving love, man, to our people, to our ancestors, to our people. You know, we love our people. And so that's why we created this show. So thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast. If you want to know more about any of those historical figures, you also can go to urbanintellectuals.com, man. Check out their website. And that's just free promotion, you know, because I respect their product. And again, thank you for tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Culture Variety Podcast. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the universal peace time. This is Coffee Talk. We out. Peace and love. We gone.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned.